Yeah. Love y'all. Hey, y'all dogs. Don't worry, Mama come home soon. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I love y'all, Angelis. Yeah. Well, it's here, the 40th anniversary of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome from the old Warner home video. Okay. Dun, dun. The full moon, the buck moon hasn't come up yet. So, let's see here. All right. This is the Warner Brothers home video from 1986. Yeah, and then it came out in 1985. So, yeah, I got this bad boy in the VHS collection in 1986. Yeah, I did have a VHS player, but it started to eat the tapes. So I was very upset when it ate my 1985 copy of Ghostbusters. I think that was the time that I didn't trust that VCR anymore. So yeah. So unless I get a new VCR, I'm not gonna pop one of these in unless I can be sure it's not gonna eat the tapes. And then even then, tapes, VHS, they degrade over time. So eventually these won't even work anyway. So unfortunately, they're not forever, sadly, because they're tapes. So it even has, oh, the old FBI warning for unauthorized reproduction. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think my friend in the 1990s, he was telling his brother, he was like, what are they going to do? Are the FBI going to break through my house if I pirate a copy or something? My buddy was funny. So this has Mel Gibson and starring Tina Turner, the legendary. But we'll continue the party because we're going to get the beverages. And so I'll be right back. Get the party started. What's up with the... Okay. Oh, man.
Clinically proven antioxidants to support a long, healthy life. Pills. Science does more.
Yeah. Two commercials, you bastards. Oh, does it have the obligatory interracial couple?
Oh, no brainer.
It's the obligatory white girl with the black guy. they had the obligatory interracial relationship. Yeah, that's the obligatory one. The State Farm commercial. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to, you know, do the groceries and all that shit. So, yeah. Got the original. This is the OG from the 80s, 1986. Yeah. And so happy 40th anniversary to the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Here's the back of the VHS. Gene Siskel, Chicago Tribune at the movies. A series of films that keeps getting better and better. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. That's the law in Bartertown's Thunderdome Arena. The lawmaker anti-entity will soon add another. Don't get Max mad. Mel Gibson returns in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome as Max, the world-weary hero who stands alone against the barbarians of a post-nuclear age. Tina Turner is the deadly anti-entity, a power-mad dominatrix determined to use Max to tighten her hold on Bartertown. In previous Mad Max sagas, director George Miller thrilled viewers with astounding chase sequences. Now Miller and co-director George Ogilvy deliver another rousing apocalypse on wheels and add one of the greatest fight scenes ever when Max and the Ironclad Blaster go at it with maces, chainsaws, and what all in Thunderdome, where the law is, well, you know the law. But what you won't know is what's going to happen next, because Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome has excitement, twists, turns, and a heart. A band of marooned children, survivors of the dimly remembered nuclear holocaust. When they discover Max isn't the savior foretold in their primitive legends, they set out for Bartertown. Thank you. Oh. They set out for Bartertown, and Max sets out after them to save what's left of the civilized world. Oh, man. Yeah. So, with the dogs barking and all that shit, all that stuff going on. My bad. Yeah. So, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, directed by George Miller and George Ogilvy. Yeah. Mel Gibson, Tina Turner. Music by Maurice Jerry. Yeah. Wow. What a movie. Yeah. Is it the best Mad Max movie? I would say it's my favorite Mad Max movie. Yeah, I'd say that. What time is it right now? 9:27. Ooh. Time to hit the road warriors. Okay, I'll be back. Yeah. Okay. We'll take a chill. Oh yeah, are you gonna chill them right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's the full moon tonight too, so it's perfect. We're like the anniversary. Oh wow, the moon looks. Yeah, we'll catch it on the way back. Motion sensor watch. Yeah, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Incredible movie. Oh, that is incredible. Wow. Ooh. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I guess Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, that was one of my favorite movies as a kid. So I was like 6 years old watching it back then. And definitely one of my faves. Yeah, without a doubt. Huh, there's a little better shot of it. I'm kind of done. All right. Were we in zoomed in mode or something? Let's go back to regular. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we're going to listen to the music of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome by Tina Turner. That was kind of the coolest thing about the 1980s, like kind of synergies. So Labyrinth, really, the movie wouldn't be the same without David Bowie's, soundtrack to Labyrinth. It would probably be a dud. I mean, everybody wants to see some 24-year-old Jennifer Connelly, she's fucking hot. She was hot, but I don't know if that would have saved it. Jim Henson, it's pretty good stuff, but David Bowie kind of seals the deal. Even though people like to look at hot 24-year-old ass and all that. But yeah, if you see Lambert, you're like, damn, Jennifer Connelly was fine in her prime. I guess a better example is maybe Career Opportunities. That meme where she's riding the horse and stuff. Hello. Do you like to? Two and then like boom, boom, boom. Well, I get two. Indecisive. Dun, 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 dun. Hello. How's it going?
Good.
Beer time. Full moon tonight.
Sorry?
Oh, the full moon tonight.
For me?
Yeah. The buck moon. Hopefully I'll win some bucks tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Plastic.
Oh, yes, sir.
One or two?
Oh, just one, please. That should be sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night to you. Yeah, I already played some tickets on the Texas two-step lottery. So what I did was I figure if the luck's with me, the luck's with me, and if the luck's not with me, then it's not with me. So either the force is with me or it's not. All right, let's get out of here. We got the two brewskis and ready to go. Dun, dun, dun. Get some ice cold ones to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, where Mad Max Rockostansky battles Blaster Master in the epic battle of the Thunderdome. Uh, yeah, fictional movie, fictional characters, but still awesome though. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I always loved the music of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, in those 1980s, or I guess they had a lot more synergies between franchises and artists, and so like Huey Lewis in the News was with Back to the Future, and yeah, some people they might ask, why didn't you do a Back to the Future, 40th anniversary or something? But I guess it's been done like a bajillion times, right? Yeah. So everybody's probably doing like Back to the Future retro reviews right now. Like Breakfast Club. Like I could have done Back to the Future and Breakfast Club, but it gets kind of redundant if everybody's doing it. Yeah. So David Bowie was with Labyrinth, Huey Lewis in the News with Back to the Future, and Tina Turner with Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, thankfully. Hey. Yeah, because I already played the game and everything. Woo. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, I'm not. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Ooh. Back from the convenience store. All right. Got the brewski. Tula. My love ruler. Alright, got the brewski. Now we're gonna get the drinky. Alright, here we go. Who? Yeah. Went around the whole complex. So is it a cover each gym that's in?
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah.
And he just hands it to him and he says, my name is Jim. And he
Yeah.
goes, yeah. And that's it.
You should let me do it.
No, yeah. Sorry. Oh, it was a little bit. Thank you. Yeah. What's up? Okay, alright. Okay. Done deal. I'm in. Hey, I love it. Yeah, I know. Alright.
They don't matter. I can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And Bella's, you took Bella out while I was
Yeah.
gone? Okay, so everybody's good.
Everybody's good. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding. Yeah. Ooh. Well, first we have to fill the beer up, and then we'll mix our drink. So, for the celebration of the Mad Maximum. Yeah. That would be a good title for the Mad Max movie. Mad Maximum. I like the ring of it. They were gonna call it Mad Max: The Wasteland. The canceled Mad Max movie. It was canceled because Furiosa, the Mad Max saga was didn't make that much money. So the one from 10 years ago, Mad Max Fury Road, without Mel Gibson, made a shitload of money. But Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, didn't do too well. Trying to create, female heroines within the Mad Max universe, whether it be Furiosa, played by Charlize Theron, or Anna Taylor-Joy. Even though, you know what, Anna Taylor-Joy is fine. I just saw Split again last night, and I said, man, that woman is totally and completely fine as hell, Oh, man. She is fine. I mean, the other girls in the movie were pretty fine. I don't know. Maybe not the... Oh, do I have a flat Coke? Oh, shit. Emergency. Flat Coke. Damn, I should have known better. Oh, well. The next one is gonna be a non-flat Coke, and it's a non-flat Diet Coke. Yeah. Shit. It wasn't Fizzalicious. I had a failed mixer elixir. The reason why I took this funked up can right here, and I should have known better when I saw it, but I just took a hit for my mom, because I just decided to get the weird one out of the way so that she didn't have to. So anyways. Oh well. So we have the cocktail, and then we have got the beer boot. We're ready to have a hoot. Yeah. For the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Yeah, I could have done Back to the Future. Yeah. Could have done... But I figure everybody was doing Back to the Future. Could have done 40th anniversary of The Breakfast Club, or any kind of big popular movie from 1985. But you know what? This has always been... Yeah, I loved The Breakfast Club back then. I dug it. Of course, Back to the Future. I mean, a fucking classic. But This is the one that really got me, though. This is the one that really touched me. This is the one that that made my childhood perfecto. Yeah, this one right here. The third in the original trilogy of the Mad Max movies. I'm not saying that a Mad Max saga is bad. You know, I'm not saying it's awful or anything. It's trying to be like, I guess George Miller was trying to make his Mad Max like Lord of the Rings or something of the apocalypse after the mad, mutually assured destruction. I don't know why. Is that why I call it Mad Max? Because it's mutually assured destruction. I don't know. Maybe he didn't create Max with that kind of terminology in mind, that acronym. But this was a Cold War era film. I don't really think of myself as living in the Cold War, but actually I did. So for a little while, until 1991, until the Soviet Union fell. So there's a lot of films with post-apocalyptic themes about a nuclear war, whether it's James Cameron's Terminator, even though that's like the AI gets humans to fight so it could destroy the human race. So that's a little bit different, but it's theorized in the Mad Max universe that it's, you know, just humans fighting and not AI or anything like that. No, there's not science fiction elements. It's just straight up mutually assured destruction. So without naming the Soviet Union, or they do mention civilization, but they don't mention like specific countries or anything like that. I suppose that was the point, is not to mention specific countries because they were gone. And it was just people trying to survive in the post-apocalypse in the Mad Max series. So kind of like The Walking Dead without zombies, essentially. Kind of set the template for The Walking Dead way before, besides 28 Days Later and George Romero and The Night of the Living Dead and so on. The Survivor movies. Oh, well, you know, you got to think about I Am Legend as well. Yeah. And I suppose in post-apocalyptic fiction that there are elements of like a Western. There's also like country Western or Western influences in there. Frontier aspects to it as well. So the good guys versus the bad guys, or maybe that's even far back. Maybe that's just biblical, good versus evil. So anyways, a lot happening there. But all in all, movie is supposed to be a good time. And my God, this is a good time. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about flat Diet Coke. That one's pretty bad. Hopefully no one injected that one with a needle. It's like laced with fentanyl or something. I'm like, I like die in the stream from fentanyl. Pour that beer. Oh, I have to take off the lid first. Pour the beer. A nice foamy head on this one. Yeah. So, yeah, back before the internet, there was Warner Home Video and VHS. Does that mean Video Home System, I guess? I don't remember. Video Home System. So you had to pop this VHS in your VHS player. And that was the big thing back then. I guess what is the best thing about like the VHS? It's not that the tapes are going to last forever. It's not that it's going to be around until after we're gone or something. The tape's going to die out unless you digitize it. But the best thing about it, I think, is these big bulky stories and these boxes and, you know, all this artwork and everything. That's what I love the most about it. It's like you got all this art going on. So you got pieces of art in your hands, even if the tape dies or breaks or the data decomposes over time on the film. Still, you have this lovely box. So you'll still have the remnant of a time gone past. So in a glorious time gone by, and so you'll have a relic of that. It may not be as much as your grandfather's silver or gold, but it means a lot to me. Even though it doesn't really carry a currency value, it carries a nostalgic. It carries a 1980s childhood value to me. So were the 1980s as wonderful as people were making it out to be? Yeah, I mean, there was no internet, and so we just had TV, satellite radio, and VHS, film, cinema, and so that was pretty much. So of course there was no internet, no streaming, no online shopping, no artificial intelligence, nothing, except you and the world around you, and that was sometimes, a lot of times, more exciting than the internet, a lot more exciting than the online world or the game world, or whatever kind of virtual verse or metaverse or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, the real world, going out to explore a real planet, that was exciting. So I think that was fun for me growing up as a kid in Dayton, Texas, in Liberty County, Texas, going out, playing all day in the woods, out in the country, and then coming back and then popping in something like this on the VHS and really enjoying myself. Getting a vision from the Australian director George Miller, Mel Gibson, and Tina Turner in a amazing, surprising turn as Tina Turner with a surprising turn as Auntie Entity, the queen of Bartertown. People keep writing on her. Actually, yeah, some people are writing that stuff even today. I don't know how many people are doing 40th anniversary Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome reviews. I suspect maybe there's, maybe Minty Comedic Arts. He's Australian. He's probably doing it. Maybe. I'm not saying just because somebody's Australian or from Oceania that they're doing it, but I'm just taking a guess. Yeah. Yeah, Australian was a big import to the United States. Not just because the Australian government wanted to get more tourism for the Australian continent, the Australian country, but also it's just really popular in the United States. One of the Commonwealths of England. It was exciting. That it was mysterious. It still is to many Americans. An amazing place, Australia, and so they had Crocodile Dundee, 1986. Mad Max was an export a lot earlier than that. In the first Mad Max, 1979, Mel Gibson, and so yeah. So everybody loved Australian. There was Australian fever, right? And then eventually Nicole Kidman would come, and it was just Australian mania. Australia mania, and everybody was down for it. Yeah, maybe not overload in it, but it's kind of like similar to in the Anglosphere, I guess you could call it, or former colonies of the Queen of England, of the British Empire, former or current members of the Commonwealth. There's kind of a fascination with, if there's people in the Commonwealth that are have English heritage and speak English, and we're on different continents. That's kind of exciting, and so in an entertainment sense. So you have this kind of funny thing where Americans love Australian entertainment and Australian actors and actresses, and then you have maybe vice versa, or people in England obsess about the Alamo in Texas and all that stuff, and country western and the American frontier. So yeah, it's just kind of like a mutual, can be a mutual arts and entertainment admiration society, just because there's a shared heritage, language, and culture. So that's the uniting factor, and so. Yeah. So there is an admiration for Australians. Maybe some Brits and some Australian people and people from New Zealand have some kind of fascination, some kind of fetish for Texas. Fetish, some kind of admiration. Maybe fetish is a strong word for admiration, but that's more like a sexual term. But yeah. I come from a land down under where women run and men plunder. Yeah, and you had like Men at Work, and their music was all over MTV in the 1980s. Also, Midnight Oil, and yeah, Mad Max was thriving. Crocodile Dundee, and one of the weirdest things. I think I was over. I was over my step aunt's house, and my stepdad's brother's wives, their house, and well, my stepdad's brother's place, and like in the trailer in Dayton, Texas, Liberty County, Texas, and they had an Australian import to the United States. He was called Yahoo Serious. And I remember it was like this wacky guy's Yahoo Serious. And when I was a kid, I was like, what the fuck? Yahoo Serious? What the hell is this shit? And he had a few movies, had a small career, but it was like just this weird thing where they got Yahoo Serious, exported to other places around the world, and like maybe Yahoo Serious was a big hit in Australia, but they were trying to get Yahoo Serious to be like a comic sensation in America. It didn't really quite work out. I just remember they tried to do that, and Crocodile Dundee with Paul Hogan, that worked, and Mel Gibson and Nicole Kidman and those folks worked, but Yahoo Serious sadly did not pan out, unfortunately. Just panned out, I think, as an Australian thing, and I kind of wish it would have blown up in the United States a little bit more, but unfortunately it didn't. Yeah, Yahoo Serious. What is it? I honestly, I've looked it up before and I couldn't even tell you. I think he had a few movies or something, and yeah, couldn't really tell you what it was. It was just a cultural phenomenon that was just around for a little while, and then it was gone, and so Yahoo Serious was here today, gone tomorrow. So yeah, there was a lot of Australian. Was there an Australian invasion of the United States? I don't know if you call it like a British invasion, like the Beatles, but in the 1980s, with Mad Max and Crocodile Dundee and In Excess on MTV, I'd watch In Excess, AC/DC. There was kind of an Australian invasion, right? Because it's like romantic, because there's this faraway continent. There's this faraway continent, right? This big ass continent. This big ass place down under, on the other side of the world. And it's people that speak English, right? And they're from the British Empire culture. And so it's like, oh man, and it's such a strange continent because it's cut off. It's not connected, I mean, really. It's like its own new frontier. It's its own universe. Like Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman in Australia, it's just like, wow. So, I mean, as beautiful as Texas wilderness and the United States wilderness is, and the frontiers of the United States, as beautiful as all this is, Australia is just, wow, the mystery, the magic, the intrigue, the strange evolution of the creatures, all that stuff. That's what really gets people intrigued and excited about going to Australia. And so pour yourself a beer, go to Australia. Good eye, mate. And then put a shrimp on the barbie, mate, and all that stuff. It's great shit. Yeah, very nice dialects, you know. So, I would say that I understand the Australian dialect. I would say for the most part, unless it's, you know, really incomprehensible, I understand that dialect a lot better than some of the English dialects going on in England. Have you ever been trying to watch like an English movie, and the guy's like, "There's something in the water," or there's an English character like, I saw that Alien Ejaculation. What was this one called? Alien. Oh, it was called Alien Romulus. Yeah, I watched that. That's kind of a strange movie because it's playing on your nostalgia for 1979 Alien and 1986 Aliens, but it's not. It's like 2024, so that's bizarre. It's bizarre. It's like if they came out with a Mad Max movie right now, and it was just like the Mad Max movies from 1979, 1982, and 1985, and it had the same aesthetic and everything. Except the only thing it did was it replaced the old cast with younger people that are like 19, and it's just like bizarre kind of feeling. And or they did like Sir Ian Holm in Alien Romulus, and somebody's dead. You know, like if they put in a Mad Max movie where there's like a AI CGI Tina Turner, and she's dead though. It's how creepy that would be, right? So there is this kind of feeling that's like it's not natural, like it doesn't, like especially when they use actors and actresses that are already dead, recreate them for a new movie in a franchise, in an IP. So yeah, this is my favorite Mad Max movie, despite Fury Road. Fury Road, yeah, it's Mad Max Fury Road 2015. I went and saw that at the theater. I saw Furiosa on like HBO a few years ago. I wouldn't really. I mean, I liked seeing Anna Taylor-Joy. I mean, you know, she's like got that exotic beauty like Bjork. It's like, whoa, what planet is her species from, right? Like, she looks almost alien. It's kind of strange, but she's so beautiful like Bjork. It's just like this unique beauty that just happens, like a genetic malfunction. Like every like century, every like half a century, an Anna Taylor-Joy is born like by accident because of a genetic malfunction or something. You have this exotic actress, this exotic singer, or this exotic pop star or something. It's just kind of a strange fluke of the species. A woman so exotically beautiful, she looks like she's living art itself. So it's very strange. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that Anna Taylor-Joy joined Mad Max Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Yeah, Furiosa, Mad Max saga. And I guess, you know what? They're kind of throwing Mel Gibson under the bus because he's old. And he had a problem with the liquor and said sugar tits and the fucking Jews, fuck the Jews, or he went on an anti-Semitic tirade after he did mezcal. And I had forgotten the difference between tequila and mezcal until I looked it up today. And I was like, okay. Hornitos. Yeah, the tequila is made from blue agave plant alone. And mezcal is made from any agave. So that's the difference. Mezcal is made from any agave cactus plant. And tequila is just made from blue agave. I mean, I remembered it was blue agave, but I was like, well, what the fuck is mezcal? And then I remember watching Poltergeist, and Craig T. Nelson is like drinking the mezcal, and they have the worm. It was like creeped me out when I was a kid, like in the 1980s. And I remember that was mezcal. And have I ever had mezcal? I mean, obviously, I think if somebody says you want mezcal, you want tequila, you're gonna say I want tequila. So I know, but tequila, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, that shit gets you fucked up, because I haven't been dabbling in liquor, thank God. Not real strong liquor, not man's liquor that knocks you on your ass, where you end up in jail, butt naked, fighting people, and maybe sometimes you end up in the mental asylum or whatever, but or in a 5150 hold or something like that. So one thing I do remember about the hard liquor, the tequila, one thing I do remember about like vodka, if you don't cut it enough with soda or juice. One thing I remember about tequila is that it dehydrates you a lot, and then it's very strong, and then also you have this like really bad fucking hangover, like this bad headache. Like there are times when I drink some beer and the next day I might have a little hangover or something, but I drink some water and I'm fine. I start laughing. You know, it's like, oh, I drank some beer. Oh, it's not that bad. You know, I had some beer. Yeah. And I'm laughing my ass off. I shouldn't be. And I'm doing all this work and I'm laughing my ass off. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be, you know, in pain. I should need aspirin or something. But that tequila shit, yeah, I remember that shit being harsh. And one day, I had to go take my stepfather and his buddy to go. I had to take him to a St. Patrick's Day parade, and to go promote their business one year. This was like back, I don't know, 2009 or something. And the night before, I'd had a pint of like Jose Cuervo, and so, but the next day when I had to go drive, when I was sober, I had to go drive and drop them off at this parade to promote their business, promote the family business. And I remember after I had the tequila, you know, I told my stepdad I had tequila, and he was like, "How does it feel?" And I was like, "You don't want to know, you know." So that shit will fuck you up. And I guess the agave, not just blue agave, will fuck you up, but the mezcal, yeah, with the maybe I don't like the worm that creeps me out, because the poltergeist where the worm is coming after him and shit. They keep doing the close up of the worm in the eye, and I'm like, no, I'm not going near that shit. I don't like insects in my booze anyway, so that's just not that doesn't give me a boner. So that doesn't give me a particular hard on. So that doesn't interest me, in other words. So, but liquor in general, you know. I guess the last one I really hit was like a man's drink. I think Sean Connery died. And then I drank some Clan McGregor scotch. He died on like Halloween or something crazy. And Sean Connery passed away. Legend. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. Why do Asian girls taste different than other girls? Whoa, Mac, you piece of shit! And other such classic lines. I'll take the rapist for 500. It's therapist, Sean. It's therapist. Oh, pardon me. What a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive. Yeah, Sean Connery, legendary, huh? Mel Gibson. I guess he turned into Mel Simpson, which is very easy transition. Mel Simpson, that was my joke. I did Mel Simpson, Australian Rummy Drunkard. That's the way I came out with it. Mel Simpson. There's Tina Turner as Auntie Entity. And I didn't know a lot of the Australian actors. And I hadn't watched much Australian sitcoms or TV. And then I decided I want to watch some Australian TV. Like, what's funny? Like, what do people in Australia, what do they laugh at? Right? Like, I was wondering, like, maybe this old guy used to watch a lot of, like, British BBC, like, comedies and stuff. I guess I saw Rowan Atkinson. Everybody loves, Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean. That's, like, one of the funniest fucking shows I've ever seen. Because of Rowan Atkinson's mannerisms, his comic delivery and pacing and everything. It's just so pitch perfect. This like lonely guy who's like he takes care of his shit, but like he's an outsider, but he's a weirdo and shit. Like it's kind of like a funny show, Mr. Bean. Well, it's sad if I frame it that way. A lonely guy that does his own thing, but it's actually more joyous than that. But yeah, I don't know if Mr. Bean has relationships per se. He has comic interactions with society, I suppose. But I didn't really watch a lot of BBC, and then I had these old neighbors that watch all this like old British television, and I decided to check out some shit that I didn't check out before. And I didn't watch Are You Being Served? I didn't watch. I decided to. I didn't. I'd seen Monty Python the movies, but I hadn't watched the series I'd watched the series, with my friends and stuff a bit, and so yeah, we like watching like the skits on YouTube and all that stuff. I decided to watch something I'd never watched before, something before my time, or I was too shit in my pants or something. There's no way I was gonna be able to watch it, so I decided to watch Faulty Towers with John Cleese. My God, Faulty Towers! I was laughing my ass off. It was so fucking good, and I can't believe some of the stuff that I missed just because I wasn't alive. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I wish I could be alive, like in many different times, but we only have our one time, we only have our one shot, right, at the one life, so that's our particular limitation, theoretically speaking. So. But you can time travel before your time and watch Faulty Towers, this funny show about a couple that runs a bed and breakfast hotel. It shouldn't be funny at all, but it's really funny though. So it's a fucking hilarious show. And then maybe I caught some old 1970s, comedy British shows, and but I decided to look for something a little bit more current, maybe 1990s, 2000s, something that was funny in Australia. And then I found Fat Pizza, and I was like, oh my God, this show Fat Pizza. And the guy who was in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, I don't know a lot of Australian actors and actresses. And it was so funny because Fat Pizza had like Angela White, this big like porn star, and then it had the dude who plays the dude in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome that has the doll. It had this weird guy that was he called Screw Loose or some shit, but the guy is like this famous Australian actor, and he part of the Bartertown anti-entity like gang, but it's kind of weird because he has all these tattoos. He looks badass and everything. He might have some grills in his teeth. He might have some long hair, like he's a badass, like rock star or some shit. But the weirdest thing is that he has like a doll like attached to his head or something. It's fucking crazy, right? And so I saw him in Fat Pizza, and I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. This Fat Pizza is a sitcom in Australia, so they got a lot of the Australian actors. And Fat Pizza is about a pizza place called Fat Pizza. And there's like this psychopathic dude who's like the owner. And he's like, welcome to Fat Pizza. What would you like to eat? And then the rest, and then this guy called Paulie, and he's like a pizza delivery driver. And there's like all these zany, wacky fucking characters. And they don't say somebody's drunk in the show. They say he got pissed. Man, this guy's pissed. I love it. He goes, man, Johnny's pissed. Instead of they're drunk. I guess in the United States, you'd say somebody's drunk. You're drunk. Or somebody would say, like, you're snockered. Or you're blitzed. You're plastered. You're whatever the American expression for it. But in Australia, I guess they go, man, Johnny's pissed, man. Yeah. And it made me laugh every time he said somebody was pissed. Well, in the American English, saying somebody's pissed, it means they're angry. But I guess in Australia, it doesn't mean that someone is angry. It means somebody's shit-faced. Or another term in American English would be if somebody's really wasted. Well, besides wasted, they're also called shipwrecked as well. Maybe that's more of a baby boomer term. I'm not really sure, but I like the whole idea of shipwrecked. I think that's a cool expression. Man, I got shipwrecked. Like I heard it on Ride with Norman Reedus and Peter Fonda, and Peter Fonda's going through Key West and he's showing all the bars that he used to go to and stuff to Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus he asked Peter Fonda, "What did you used to do over there?" And he's like, just get like shipwrecked. And I always thought, oh, that's really cool. Not that he got fucked up, but that he used the expression, I got shipwrecked. I thought that was cool. Not that he got wasted at the club, at the Key West bar. Yeah. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So I like this idea. This man is wandering through this wasteland, Mad Max, going on various adventures and solving moral dilemmas. I also like Mad Max Tortured Past. The Black Rider, the Dark Rider, or whatever he's called. And the first Mad Max kills his wife and kills his baby, and that turns him into Mad Max. He starts out trying to be a cop force, a law enforcement force in the post-apocalyptic Australia. And then the murder of his wife and his baby son turns him into Mad Max, a wandering, lonely vagabond in the wasteland that has to try to find himself and humanity and make moral decisions and fight evil in the post-apocalyptic world. And that's the character of Max Rockostansky in a nutshell. So, as far as I understand him. Yeah. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, 40th anniversary. This is what's up. We haven't even got to the musical part of it yet. Yeah, because I haven't finished getting my beer. Yeah. A beer. They don't call it a beer, they call it the beer. Which is, I guess the English, they call it here. They say, here. Even Sir Patrick Stewart made fun of the English. Now, should I expect people to shorten their verb structures? Just because in American English, we just say here and beer. And we're just kind of like, yeah, Italians, they call it what? Beer? Yeah, it's... I don't expect other cultures, other nations to say beer and here the way that we do. So, to each their own. If you want to call it hee-haw, hee-haw. If I want to say bitch and somebody wants to say biatch, it's the same thing, sort of. It just there's different accent intonations. There's different syllables, syllabic structures. That's fine with me. We want to say, I need a beer here. That's fine. That's fine with me. To beer or not to beer? To beer or not to beer? That is the question. Whatever you want to do. You know, it's your life, man. So, but it is interesting, the language. You know, it is interesting, the accents, the versions of the language that take shape in the theory of language, the theory of mind, the theory of the construction of communication, human communication. So that's the interesting part. Would Star Trek First Contact be the same without Sir Patrick Stewart saying, the line must be drawn here? Imagine if it was an American guy saying it. The line must be drawn here. So he would have held on to it. But since Sir Patrick Stewart says, the line must be drawn here, it had a different vibe to it, right? So if you're in America, some guy says, hey, go grab a beer. But if you're in Australia, when someone says, it's time for beer, oh, man, see? You're in a whole new world. Just that little change of the accent really makes things more exciting. Okay, an American girl says, I'll suck your cock. All right, great. But what about an English girl? I'll suck your cock. See, now that, you're getting somewhere. Those accents, you know? Those accents are sexy, you know what I'm saying? Those whole communication sensations. Got the I like this hat because it doesn't have a connector. It's just goes over your head. Not a lot of work. I don't got to go doop doop up boop boop. It just goes on my head. I can go. It can spin on my head. It's on there. It doesn't. It's not like without a connector, without a strap, without a snapper. It doesn't mean without any of that the hat's gonna blow off. It's still on my head. It's like it's just structured like in. This is a starter, huh? Is this starter or no? Is it 3930? We got a 3930 here. Call the police. New era 3930. Made in China. Oh. That child slave labor over there. Woo! There's nothing like child slavery. Oh, it's like, America, fuck yeah. Big fake tits. Slavery, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Chicken wings, fuck yeah. America, fuck yeah. Yeah, that's a classic one. Yeah, it's not the 40th. It's not the 20th anniversary of that Team America World Police. That was last year. The 20th anniversary of the legendary Team America World Police. Starbucks, McDonald's, fuck yeah. You know, it's kind of this has nothing to do with Mel Gibson and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. But this is for real. They're saying it's almost like psychological warfare because all the corporate media is like, McDonald's has their snack wraps back. Get them. It's like, buy them. It's so weird because Savannah Guthrie and all these people on Good Morning America and stuff, they're McDonald's snack wraps, buy it now. Do it. Like they're instructing the public to go to McDonald's and get snack wraps. We're like, snack wraps haven't been around since 2000, I don't know, 10, 12 years or whatever. No, I'm sorry, 9 years ago. Go get, and then like all these people on like, I watched the Good Morning America show or whatever, and they have all the McDonald's snack wraps, and they're all eating them like, oh, yum, snack wrap, snack wrap, snack wrap. It's just a fucking mixed strip with some lettuce with a little cheese sprinkle with a tortilla. I mean, how good is this fucking shit? Is it really that great? I mean, I could make some dildo ass fucking fried chicken thing with the sprinkle some cheese on it and wrap a tortilla around it. I mean, what the fuck? What is so legendary about the McWrap? I don't see anything special about it. Everybody's like, oh, it's so good. I think that's like, I'm not saying that's a conspiracy theory, but like, what the fuck? They're like, eat it now. Go buy your McWrap, slaves. Go do it now. Like, I'm not usually suspicious of McDonald's, but this marketing campaign, my God, it's very weird, very Orwellian. It's like, you must get a McWrap, or you're not one of us. Or like George W. Bush, right in the early 2000s, you're either with us or you're against us. Or was that? Oh yeah, that was also in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. You're either with us or you're against us. That was, George Lucas's political jab at George W. Bush, obviously. You're either part of the team or you're part of the fucking problem. You're either with us or you're against us. Was that the point I got drunk? That's pretty much the point I knew I got drunk when I started really getting into the memories and shit. Wasn't that sexy though? When Natalie Portman was in Revenge of the Sith 20 years ago? And oh yeah, it came out. Did it came out on my birthday, May 21st, 2005? Yeah, I turned 25. And yeah, I went and saw it. It was a really depressing movie because it's about the fall of the Republic and they kill everybody. And that's a very depressing movie to watch on my birthday. the Republic falls and everybody dies and everybody good gets killed. I was like, well, this doesn't lift me up on my birthday. Yeah. Oh well, it's not meant to be a uplifting movie though. It's meant to be depressing and dark as fuck. That's the point of Revenge of the Sith, right? But you like when Natalie Portman goes, so this is how democracy dies. I like that. I like that line. What she say? It's like, so this is how democracy dies in thunderous applause. America, fuck it. So there was no big tits, Hooters, Starbucks, books, genocide, fuck yeah, slavery, fuck yeah, atomic bombs, fuck yeah, fuck it. Yeah. America, fuck it. Chinese child slavery, fuck it. Love it. Oh man, so good. But Chinese communist children slavery, woo! Yeah, that's the way we love it. Love to get those cheap goods off child slave labor. That's what it's all about. That's the game, boy. That's the big one. So, yeah, add a little, and then that part was particularly excellent. We got to get drunk before we do the music part because we got to. Have we covered what is this movie about? It's about the Mad Max. He's a warrior of good and truth. He wanders through the wasteland of the post-apocalyptic Cold War, mutually assured, destructive wasteland where everybody's just trying to survive in the Australian outback wilderness, whatever, trying to find his own humanity. They don't really give Mad Max a love interest, so Mad Max doesn't really move on from his trauma. So Mad Max losing his wife and his baby, it never really shows him falling in love. He doesn't really have sex. He just kills motherfuckers. I guess that's just the psychological state that Mad Max is in. He has a hostile relationship with the world around him. So I guess putting a romantic angle for Mad Max, like where he moves on from his wife and his killed baby son, I guess that's not the arc of the character. The character's supposed to be sort of like Batman. Even though actually Batman does have girlfriends and he does settle down, and even though he still goes on a quest of revenge, I guess Mad Max is not supposed to have a happy ending. At least the character is not supposed to. So I would be surprised if George Miller, before he died, if he decided to give, maybe not all heroes have happy endings. You know? So maybe that's like is that a bolder artistic statement? Or would a director, producer, writer, creator of a franchise, of a series, would he try to make like Christopher Nolan, where Batman, where he's a freak and he's a traumatic, individual, and then he rises above that, and then he gets a girlfriend or a wife, and then he has kids, and then he lives happily ever after and shit, like the Dark Knight trilogy, But, or is it better to just show him as a wandering, lonely, tortured man? Is that better, where there's no happy ending? I think Mad Max is kind of better because in Batman there's a happy ending, in most movies there's a happy ending, and the good guy gets the girl, they live happily ever after, or whatever, they win. And I kind of like the idea of the Mad Max, because Mad Max really, as much people as he touches and he saves, he never really wins for himself. He never gets back what he lost when the motorcycle gang killed his wife and his son. He never gets that back. I kind of like the idea of the wandering lost soul in a lost, decaying world. I kind of like that idea that he's fighting for justice and truth and freedom and peace, and he has to fight all these enemies along the way. I suppose even though Tom Hardy was recast as Mad Max, because I guess George Miller thought there was too much controversy, even in 2015, for Mel Gibson to be cast as Mad Max. So he said he got wasted and said, fuck the Jews, and then he fucking whatever, called the female cop sugar tits. I'm kind of not too critical about that. I mean, I'm not anti-Semitic. I might joke about Jews. The Jews own this. As a joke, wink, wink. The Jews, haha, like a little funny thing. Like maybe it has some, factual truth about it. I'm like, the Jews, or I might have a little Jewish joke, I might do a little like Charlie Sheen, the guy Levine. Levine, yeah. What Mel Brooks' real name is, right? It's Kamansky. I might have a little fun with that. People that are Jewish, they change their names. not always, but sometimes in Hollywood, to make it sound more Americanized. But really, their name is like Levine or Zemansky or some shit like that, and some really Jewish name. And Shia LaBeouf just said fuck it. He didn't change his name to Sean LeBron or something. Shia LaBeouf said fuck it, I'm Jewish, right? At least he had the balls to say fuck it, I'm Jewish. I'm Shia LaBeouf. Yeah. Star of David right here. Yeah, at least he fucking, I'll give Shia LaBeouf this. He said, I'm Jewish and I'm fucking proud of it. He didn't change his name to Sean LeBron. I'm just talking about Sean LeBron. Yeah. But Sean LeBron, I wish. I wish he would have been that. He might have been more successful. I don't know. But Shia LaBeouf, that's very Jewish, right? Shia LaBeouf. But, I understand Mel Gibson was shit-faced off tequila back in 2006 or whatever. He hit the mezcal early in the morning. I guess that means you're an alcoholic if you hit the liquor at, if you wake up at 10 and hit the tequila, you're probably an alcoholic, right? I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's these things called functional alcoholics. I guess there's this thing where, people, they hold down jobs, they do like enormous tasks and responsibilities. But then, the other things happen. And so, I don't know. It depends on how skilled you are at hiding it or controlling it or containing it or rationalizing. There's also like where you're like, oh, this isn't fun. Yeah, of course. Where you can have the Ozzy Osbourne reasoning of quitting drugs and alcohol. That is just not that fun. Exactly. So there's clips of like Ozzy Osbourne saying, I used to, do cocaine and drugs and marijuana, but I just got bored. And he's like, well, it was really interesting, like being sober for like 10 years. Maybe that's also true. Maybe like partying isn't really all that fun. Yeah. That's also a distinct possibility that could occur. When you're arrested by a female police officer, whatever you do, never say sugar tits. All right, that's just arrest advice 101. Never say, hey, sweetie, you got a nice set of sugar tits. Yeah, that's not going to work good for the arrest, okay? You can say crazy shit. You can say like, I don't know, just you can do like any kind of drunk talk you want, but don't say, "Hey, honey, not sugar tits." Whatever you do, don't do that. Don't do the Mel Gibson from 2006. Okay, he was pretty wasted. I don't know, but that George Miller and people wouldn't forgive him, like the Passion of the Christ, like the forgiveness of Christ. Well, he didn't mean it. He was wasted. A lot of people say, well, people are who they are when they're drinking. And that's not really true. So there's a lot of shit you're going to say when you're shit-faced that you don't really, really mean. So it's whatever state of drugs or alcohol or whatever kind of messed up state a person's in, it doesn't give them excuse to be anti-Semitic. You know, I'm not saying it gives a pass to guys to be anti-Semitic and to be misogynistic and to treat women like garbage and stuff like that. I'm not saying it gives you a pass just because you're shit-faced on mezcal or tequila or vodka or whatever, that it gives you a pass to be these things, right? But it was one time. It's not like the dude was like all the time like, fuck Jews, fuck bitches, fuck the shit. It's not like he was wasted all the time doing that, so just saying. That was a one-time deal, you know. I mean, I think it was. I don't know if it doesn't make sense to me that a guy who would make a movie about Jesus is anti-Semitic. That doesn't compute. But you know, whatever. What do I know? I don't know.